Hey guys, I'm Sean with a tip on PVE weapon sets for free-to-play players. You can have 3 weapons equipped in your deck, and the one at the top will be your main weapon, and the 2 at the bottom will be your sub-weapons. So from the main weapon, you're gonna gain your attack, the elemental attack, as well as your awakening effects. And from your sub-weapons, you'll gain the attack, as well as the awakening effects. And if your sub-weapon is the same element as your main weapon, so for example, let's just say this is fire attack, then you'll also gain the fire attack as well. And you're gonna want a deck for each of the elements. So I have water, fire, earth, dark, light. And you'll want to do the same thing as well. With that in mind, what weapons should you use for your deck? For the main weapon, it's pretty clear. If you're fighting earth enemies, you're gonna want to use fire. If you're fighting water, then you'll want to use earth, and so on. If you're like me and you have a 4-star normal weapon, then you'll want to use that. And this is a weapon that you'll want to upgrade. But if you haven't pulled anything yet, for example, if you go back to my fire deck, I still haven't pulled a 4-star fire weapon. So I'm currently still using my 3-star weapon, but I have not upgraded this at all. So with the 3 stars, all you want to do is just simply awaken them. You don't want to level them because 4 stars have way more stats than 3 stars. 3-star gives you 284, while a 4-star gives you 486. And the gap only widens when you start awakening your weapons. Let's just assume that you have a plus 10 3-star weapon. So that's gonna give me 768 attack. And if you look at a plus 3 4-star, it gives you 818. So the 4-star weapons heavily outscale the 3-star weapons. So with the easy stuff out of the way, let's talk about the sub-weapons. As a free-to-play player, the sub-weapons are actually going to be more important than your main weapons. And that's because these sub-weapons are going to be the core of all your weapon decks. One of them will be the normal 4-star fire weapon, and that's because it gives you basic attack damage plus 15%. And since all classes are going to be using their basic attack, this is pretty much a no-brainer. But the second sub-weapon will vary from player to player, and it depends on what special skills you have and what gears you have. The normal 4-star earth weapon gives you basic skill damage. And for me, this is really great because my basic skills do a lot more damage than my special skills. Also, I have the berserker gloves, which decrease my basic skill cooldown. But if you have a lot of strong damage dealing special skills, then the water weapon will be better for you. And with fire plus earth or water as your core sub-weapons, that means in decks for those elements, you're gonna have a 3rd open spot available. And for that one, you can put in the strongest weapon you have, which can be a leveled up 4-star weapon, or it could be a 3-star weapon of the same element. So you'll want to prioritize your core sub-weapons first. But that doesn't mean you're not gonna level up your main weapons, because as you can see, the varnishes are also elemental. So you'll want to use the fire varnishes for fire weapons, water varnishes for water weapons, and so on. The materials you want to prioritize are the general weapon upgrade stones. So you can use these on any weapon, and instead of upgrading your main weapon with this, you're going to want to upgrade your core sub-weapons instead. And that'll be the same thing for the enhancements. You'll want to use the general stones to upgrade your core sub-weapons before you upgrade your main weapons. And that's how you build your decks as a free-to-play player. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye!